در واقع ما افتخار اینو داریم که ایشون اینجا هستن و احیانا اگر دوستان دوست دارن سوالی دارن توی جلسه هستن و در ضمن امشب هم دکتر زغامی در برنامه گلا اوارد پرزنتیشن رو اجرا میکنن برامون و اگر که سوالی داشته باشین در اون موقع هم میتونیم با دکتر صحبت کنیم. خب دوستان در این قسمت میخوام یک بانوی برجسته فارغ التحصیل دانشگاه رو بهتون معرفی کنم. مطمئنم خیلی از شما میشناسینش، به خصوص ماها که توی کانادا هستیم ایشون چهره بسیار شناخته شده هستن. خانم دکتر جینا کودی دوره 8 رشته سازه که در سال 1352 وارد دانشگاه ایرانومه شده و در 1357 هم درس‌ها رو تموم کرد. After completing her bachelor's at Art University, Gina immigrated to Canada in 1979 to study at Concordia University in Montreal. At Concordia, Gina completed her master's in building engineering, and then in 1989, she became the first woman in Canada to earn a PhD in that field. Gina was the president of a national engineering firm. Under her leadership, her firm was recognized as one of Canada's best managed companies, and she was twice named one of Canada's top women entrepreneurs by Profit magazine. Since retiring in 2016, Gina has sat on a number of corporate boards. Today, she chairs the board of trustees of the Canadian Apartment Properties REIT, making her one of only 7 women to chair a company listed on the TSX 60 index, which manages over 17 billion in assets. She also chairs the European Residential Real Estate Investment Trust and sits on the boards of Sienna Senior Living, Ellis Stone Construction, and SIMA. Beyond her many professional honors, she has received the Order of Montreal, is a member of Order of Canada, and has been named one of the top 25 women of influence in Canada. Gina serves as a co-chancellor at Concordia University, where she remains deeply involved. In 2018, she made the historic $15 million gift to the Faculty of Engineering and Computer Science she had twice graduated from. The faculty was renamed the Gina Cody School of Engineering and Computer Science in her honor. It is the first engineering and computer science faculty in Canada and one of the first in the world, named after a woman. Gina speaks frequently as a passionate advocate for women and immigrants in the STEM fields. خانم آقایان لطفاً جینا
مرسی فروزه جان. such an honor تحلیل کسانی باشم که در ایران با هم بودیم و انشاءالله یه روزی هممون دور هم اونجا جمع شد. می‌بخشید من سخنرانی به انگلیسیه و بعد از اینکه خیلی از شما گوش کردم احساس شرم می‌کنم ولی please forgive me. و وقتی من پیروز ازم خواسته صحبت بکنم فکر کردم جوان زیاد خواهد بود. در نتیجه okay, talking, managing success and navigating failure is a great thing. But now I think it's totally out of date. So, but you have to listen to it. And here I was promised that we will take it for our younger generation. So really don't take it at heart. I don't mean to give you guys advice, you don't need it. You've been there, you're all mentors. But I thought to speak about issues that matter to me during my life here in Canada. I came during the revolution in Iran and was able to build my life just by myself and the tools that was given to me during my studies at Ariamerde and Sharif now. It was hard times, I have to tell you. Being a woman in that university at that time was not easygoing. It was tough. So, has it gotten better? I don't think so. So anyway, let's get back to my topic. And I have been told I have very limited time. So I will try to stick to the issues that really matters for the younger generation. And that is the importance of failure. Because, especially as Iranians, and the entire society has ingrained in us this idea that success is good and failure is bad. So if you take one thing from my talk this afternoon, let it be this. Failure is just as important as success. Failure is the best teacher we have. When we succeed, we rarely go back and try to understand why everything went right. Instead, we celebrate, our ego grows bigger, and that's okay. We need that for our self-confidence and making more than us. But we actually learn the most by failure. This is how we grow resilience and how we build perseverance. We think that when we fail, it makes us a failure. If that was true, we would all be failures. We would have no success stories. We can become so afraid of making mistakes that we avoid challenging ourselves. We stick to the beaten path instead of exploring and discovering. It takes courage, willing to fail not once, even multiple times. So we all need to change our relationship to failure. We need to see failure as an opportunity for learning and not as a confirmation that we are not good enough. And that is very important for those who start their startups. And that's the message I wanted to send out. As Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, every artist was first an amateur. So as you go along in your life, then you will be making fewer and fewer mistakes. That's how you will be learning from your mistakes. Now, everybody asks me, what is the secret to success? But really what people are asking and looking for is a shortcut to success. So I always say, if you're looking for a shortcut, you're already in the wrong path. So, the secret to success is really no secret. It is hard work and perseverance. And that is what we have been told since we were a kid by our parents all the time. Work hard. So while there are no secrets, I have 8 strategies that really helped me a lot during my career as a young woman who came with Rapid Canada. First is actively pursue knowledge and continue learning. Second, be honest. Develop a reputation for being honest and something that I understand is lost a lot in our country. Be honest to others, and just as importantly, be honest to yourself. And don't be afraid to ask questions. Number 3, be humble. Avoid boasting. Don't like to boast. Don't do that. If you are diligent and work hard, your work will speak for itself. And be generous in giving credit to others and quick to admit your own mistakes. Number 4, be open and allow criticism. Use criticism to learn and grow. As I mentioned earlier, failures will happen. It's how you learn from them that counts. All great inventions and achievements take many, many trials before succeeding. As Alexander Graham Bell once said, when one door closes, another opens. But we often look so long and so regretfully up at the closed door that we do not see the one which has just opened for us. Number 5, be self-aware. Be honest about your weaknesses. Number 6, be authentic. As Oscar Wilde famously said, be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. Number 7, be a good listener. Don't always dominate the conversation. Leave a space for others to speak. Be attentive and learn from others. Not to get political, but we have seen firsthand what happens when we only pay attention to the loudest person in the room. Number 8, the last and the most important one. Be kind. I cannot emphasize this enough. Underline all your actions. Be kind and respectful of others. When working in a team, never refer to yourself as I. Use we instead. Every project and every success, especially in the engineering field, is part of a team effort. If you are in a leadership position, speak to the most junior member of the company the same way you speak to the CEO. Just remember, no one is perfect. So listen and be empathetic. Studies show that colleagues who care for each other are happier and more productive. And you will find much more joy in your life if you are surrounded by people who care for you and respect you. And finally, a bonus number 9. When you do achieve a measure of success, give back, pay it forward, help others succeed as you have. Share your time, your expertise, your life lessons, and your humor. All of our journeys are made possible by those who came before us. So, in turn, never forget those will come after you. In my professional life and my personal life, as a mother of 2 daughters, I have found that the people who pursue knowledge, listen well, view failures as an opportunity to learn, who are honest and kind and humble and self-aware and open and authentic, and who give back, those are the people who make the best employees, the best leaders, and lead the most fulfilling lives. I'm sure it will work for you. Thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you.
مرسی بینا، واقعا اتفاقا داشتم پیشنهاد می‌کردم که اگه امکان داشته باشه این صحبتات رو به ما بدید که به صورت بولت فورم بذاریم توی فایلایی که اگه کسی خواست دوباره بهش مراجعه بکنه. It was
would be a pleasure.
خب دوستان ما یه چیزی حدود 10 دقیقه فرصت داریم برای سوال و پاسخ. اگر که کسی از عزیزان سوالی داره لطف کنیم بفرمایید.
Ask me something. وگرنه فکر می‌کنم اصلا ویدیو رو گوش نکردیم.
صحبتایی که شما کردین واقعا زیبا بود، خصوصا در مورد امپلوی گفتین. میشه چالنج‌هایی که شما داشتین در بیزنستون رو سه تای اول من می‌بینم که واقعا برای ما talent, find the right talent خیلی مهمه. میشه لطف کنیم بفرمایید چی بوده سه تا
چالش بیشتر من این بود که I was always the only woman in the room. من توی رشته consulting firm بودم. I own my own consulting firm. I was a woman in construction and there were not. Every meeting, I went to a meeting, there were 700 attendees, there was one woman, and that was me. And when they announced, the announcer said, "Ladies and gentlemen." So that was my challenge, and people ask me, why did I make my donation to Concordia University? And I always say it wasn't about me. I wanted to send the message that the dial has changed, and to have a faculty of engineering and computer science named after a woman, and to be the first one in the 21st century, that is really a shame. But that was the message I wanted to send the world, that the challenge I faced during my life should not be repeated for the kids and especially young women who come. Something I have to focus on. Us women from Iran, we're tough. Trust me, we're tough. And we can manage issues way better than most of my colleagues in the jobs I have been. So if you find an Iranian woman engineer, hire them. That's my advice.
مرسی.
و گفتن این که ما باید از اشتباهاتمون یاد بگیریم، چون خیلی از اختراعهای مهم بشری هم حاصل اشتباهات بودن. شما آیا لطف میکنید یکی یا دو تا از اشتباهات شخصی خودتون رو که اگه میخواین با ما در
It's too many. You have to sit here for all night, and I don't think we have time. But I wouldn't say the hindsight is always 20/20. You will say that was my mistake, but you don't know the bad thing that happened made it a good thing to be. Every time I had a bad challenge that I thought it was a failure, honestly, if you take advantage of that, that's your time of flourishing. And every my company became more successful. So the failures for me are many, but the stuff that should I have done, I could have grown my company earlier, I could have made more money, but I don't regret any of it.
سلام، خیلی ممنونم. من واقعا نیاز داشتم به این صحبت‌ها. دو تا سوال دارم. سوال اولم اینه که چجوری متوجه میشی این مسیری که میرین راه درستیه؟ چون من یه سری چیزا رو خواستم امتحان کنم. مسیر رشد جلوت اپورتونیتی زیادیه، ولی خب ممکنه تیک تایم و مثلا تو یه مدت میری یه مدت میری. چجوری متوجه بشی توی یه مسیر عمیق بشین؟ و یکی دیگه هم توی کرایسیس، یه شرایطی که خیلی همه چیز سخت میشه، چجوری میشه خب خودت رو حفظ کنی و همچنان keep going؟
Okay, first thing, do what you love. Do not do something you don't like. So that's my advice. Doesn't matter how hard it is. If you don't enjoy engineering, don't do it. But if you enjoy engineering, I love my job. And you will stick to it. So don't give up. That's my first advice. And during chaos, just believe in yourself. I read something recently in a book, which was very interesting. It said 98% of the issues that we worry about are non-existent. 98%. Every time something bothers me, I tell myself this is part of that 98%, go to sleep. So just remember that. Things that bothers you, just remember it's part of the 98%. It's not the 2%.
سلام، من حسین بنی جمالی هستم. فارغ التحصیل رشته فنی و افتخار میکنم که 2 دوره در دانشگاه صنعتی شریف بودم تدریس کردم. یکی دوران ابتدایی قبل از زمان سربازی، یکی هم دوره بعد از دکترا که حدود 1 سال استادیاری اونجا بود. بعد اومدم کانادا و وارد کارهای نفتی شدم با شرکت‌های بزرگ نفتی مثل دوپان، مثل اکسان موبیل چند سالی کار میکردم. بعد از 15 سال تصمیم گرفتم که برای خودم کار را بندازم، برگردم کانادا. در این فاصله تجاربی پیدا کردم که دوست دارم به عرض شما عزیزان، برادران، خواهران خودم برسونم و یه نتیجه گیری ازش بکنم. من در این فاصله ترجیحم این بوده که کار با ایرانی ها بکنم و شرکت های ایرانی، حالا برای ایران یا برای خارج از ایران، ولی در خیلی هاشون شکست خوردم، موفق نبودم. با شرکت هایی که غیر ایرانی بودن، نمیخوام خدای نخواسته توهین بکنم، با شرکت های غیر ایرانی موفق تر بودن. دلیلش هم اگر بخوام در یک جمله خلاصه بکنم، مسائل تعارفات. قربونت برم فرقی نمی‌کنه، من امضا میکنم، اصلا پولشو فراموش کن، پول میدیم، پول میاریم، اینها. خب و بعد یکم که جلوتر رفته همه رو دینهای کردن.
دکتر بنی جمالی، با کمال معذرت اگر شما لطف کنید سوالی از جینا دارید، چون ما قسمت اوپن مایک داریم و فکر میکنم اتفاقا استوری شما خیلی قشنگ فیت میکنه در اون قسمت. اگر لطف کنید بله الان
که من برای خانم کنترل دارم، ما چگونه میتونیم اینا رو فیلتر بکنیم که این مشکلات در آینده نباشه. ما ایرانی هستیم، میخوایم با شرکت هایی که وابسته به ایران هستن، میخوام برای ایران کار بکنن، نه برای ایران. رنگ ایران
I think the most important thing is میبخشید من پاریسی ممکنه یه ذره برام، من 5 سال همش انگلیسی کار کردم، شوهر من انگلیسیه، متاسفانه فارسیش خوب یکی از مهمترین مسئله‌ای که برای ایرانی‌ها we need to respect ourselves. We need to respect the Iranians who are successful. we need to, there are two things. One is envy and jealousy. We need to park them at the door. That is for everyone. And that humility that I talk about, a lot of us, unfortunately, from childhood, the parents are expecting too much, so that expectation makes that we boast a lot. You sit down and everybody wants to talk about themselves, how great they are. We are not great. We are just, even when they talk about the culture of Iran, we talk about how great Iran was. Yes, that's great. Who are we now? What we are going to do about it? That's the important issue. So I think if we try to be less wanting to prove ourselves, and that goes for everyone. And actually it's more prominent on the older people than the younger people. The first thing they sit down is how great they were. And I would never ever talk about me, because I'm nothing. I just came with $2,000 during revolution. I left Iran as a student visa. I was walking in the streets of Montreal and crying because I was just so hopeless and afraid and alone and all of that. And I always say, one of the things I had my entire life was fear. Fear of failing, fear of saying the wrong things, fear of making wrong decisions. All the time I had the fear. So I tell the young generation, don't think people who talk big, they are going to sleep and they're always think that they're great. No, we all have fear. Just live with that fear. So I think these are all the stuff that the young generation need to learn, and I think it goes from the leader to the top.
دوستان ما یک دقیقه دیگه فرصت داریم. اگر اجازه بدین میخوام این سوال رو به خودم اختصاص بدم. فقط میخوام یه خبری بهتون بدم. جینا لطف میکنه تا آخر برنامه امروز با ما هست. اگر که سوالی دارین میتونین اپروچ کنین و با جینا صحبت کنین. من سوالم اینه که به عنوان یک زن و یک مادر چالش هات رو برای استبلیش کردن یک همچین کریه لطفاً برامون بگید.
یکی از سوالایی که همیشه از من میشه اینه که how did you manage work-life balance? And the first answer I get is, why don't you ask that from men? Why do you ask it from a woman? You know why? Because women carry the whole load of everything. They cook, they clean, they pick up the kids, they drop off the kids. Stop doing it. It's the women's fault. I think we need to choose right. And that is choosing the right husband, the right partner. So if you expect the same work and level of work from that person, then the work-life balance becomes a non-issue. I honestly didn't have that problem because I made my husband work hard for his living with me.
پس نتیجه میگیریم که پشت سر هر بانوی موفقی یک شوهر آندرستندی و ساپورتیو هست. من شوهر جینا جان رو میشناسم و واقعا همینطوره. خیلی ممنون، متشکرم
که بهم گوش کردید.